Thank you for tuning in for Battle of the Brains, a high school academic quiz bowl here on CBS 6, featuring some of Virginia's brightest minds. If you think your kids are growing fast, wait until you see the price of college tuition. Learn how you can save on your taxes and plan for your child's future education at invest529.com. Open an account in just 10 minutes while watching Battle of the Brains.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Invest529, Central Virginia's high school academic quiz show. Today's match features Douglas S. Freeman High School versus Great Bridge High School. Let's play.
Hello and welcome to Battle of the Brains. We're Central Virginia's longest running high school academic quiz show. I'm Cheryl Miller. This is the final match of round 3 of this year's competition as our teams vie for a share of $20,000 in scholarship money provided courtesy of Invest529 and the E.W. Scripps Foundation. Today's winning team will go on to the semifinals. Our competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. The academic athletes joining us today are the Mavericks of Douglas Freeman High School, coached by Orion Altman and Jason Averill. Freeman High School is part of the Henrico County Public School System, and the school offers a specialty center for leadership, government, and global economics. Also with us today, the Wildcats of Great Bridge High School, coached by Kathy Fitzgerald. Part of the Chesapeake Public School System, Great Bridge has an enrollment of about 1,500 students in grades 9 through 12. The school's motto is tradition and pride. It's great to have all of these students back with us today, and congratulations to them on being among the 8 teams that have made it to this point in our competition this season. Our match today is 3 toss-up rounds and a category round. Players will buzz in and wait for me to call on them before giving their answer. Any interruption of questions with an incorrect answer will result in a point deduction. There's no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. All right, students, good luck. Let's play our first toss-up round. Uther Pendragon was the father of which legendary... John?
King Arthur.
King Arthur
Nice.
is correct, yes. Lynette Squeaky Fromm was sentenced in December 1975 to life in prison for her attempt on the life of what president? Oliver.
Teddy Roosevelt.
That is incorrect. Douglas Freeman? Anush?
Nixon.
It's actually Gerald Ford. Both shots missed him. She was convicted in 1976 and released on parole after 31 years. What is the name of the man-made waterway connecting the Hudson River to the Great Lakes? John?
The Erie Canal.
Correct. It was built between 1817 and 1825. It's 363 miles long. As foretold in the New Testament book of Revelation, Armageddon is destined to become the last and greatest battlefield. With what ancient Palestinian settlement, the scene of several significant battles, is it historically associated? John?
Jericho.
That is incorrect. Great Bridge? Peter?
Megiddo.
That is correct. This novel's main character is Lithuanian immigrant Jurgis Rudkis. Name this expose of the meatpacking industry. Anush?
The Jungle.
Correct, by Upton Sinclair. The Viet Minh victory at Dien Bien Phu resulted in the end of which country's colonial control? Anush?
France.
That is correct, in Indochina. Croatia, Kosovo, Bosnia, and Herzegovina were all once part of... John?
Yugoslavia.
That is correct. There are 8 groups called taxa that make up the basic system of scientific classification. Grammatically, what is the singular of taxa? Anush?
Taxon.
That is correct.
Oh, nice.
His first trip to Paris was to see his painting Last Moments on display at the Universal Exposition of 1900. Circus themes dotted his Rose period works, contrasting with the darker tones from his Blue period. Anush?
Picasso.
That is correct. All right, teams, look at the monitors for a special video question from the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Bacchalis Marlena Cephas is the given name of what artist who was the first female solo rapper to win a Grammy for Best Rap Album?
Oliver?
Cardi B.
That is correct. The August 1900 Boxer Rebellion took place in what country? John?
China.
Correct. What is the only species of marsupial that is native to the United States? Amber?
Possum.
I need you to be more specific.
American possum.
Judges?
No.
That is correct. Peter?
The Virginia opossum.
That is correct. You may need your pencil and paper to solve for this. Solve for x in the equation x squared plus 4x equals -4. Rehan?
-2.
That is correct. What 1979 sci-fi movie has the tagline, "In space, no one"? Peter.
Alien.
That is correct. No one can hear you scream. After a trip to the American West, he wrote A Tour of the Prairies and the sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon, which included Rip Van Winkle. Name the author. Peter.
Washington Irving.
Correct. Her curiosity led to evil being unleashed on the world. John.
Pandora.
Correct.
Nice.
Woman of Greek myth with the eponymous box. The Bible was written in 3 languages: Koine, Greek, Hebrew, and what other? John.
Aramaic.
Correct. If one shows care and precision, they are said to be conscientious. Spell conscientious. Amber.
CONSCIOUSNESS.
That is incorrect. Great Brit. Peter.
CONSCIENCOUS.
That is also incorrect. It is CONSCIENTIOUS. And that buzzer means the end of our first toss-up round. Good job by our team so far. Up next, we'll have a lot more questions, but first we'll introduce you to today's players, and then they'll take on the category round here on Battle of the Brains.
Miss a week of Battle of the Brains? Want to catch up on the full season of play? Watch full episodes on our YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Douglas Freeman High School with 100 points. Our team from Great Bridge High School with 60 points. And we'll get back to our match and more questions just ahead. But first, let's learn a little bit about today's players. Let's start with our team from Douglas Freeman High School. The Mavericks are coached by Orion Altman and Jason Abreu. First up is Amber Park, who is a junior, an active participant in community service initiatives through the local church, and plans to study either English or communications in college. Next up is Matthew Wozniak, who is a senior who runs track and cross country, plans to major in electrical and computer engineering. Our team captain is Anuj Damli, who is a senior, is a member of the Model UN Club and Freeman Secretariat, is a member of the Freeman Marching Band, the Wind Ensemble, and the Jazz Band. And wrapping up our team from Freeman is John Thrower, who is a sophomore, is a member of Freeman's robotics team, and plans to major in physics in college. Great to have our Freeman team back with us today. And now our team from Great Bridge High School. First up is Isaiah Swazo, who is a senior, is going to Virginia Tech for medicinal chemistry. Congratulations, and currently is a pharmacy technician trainee. Our team captain is Rayhan Ahmed, who is a senior, enjoys reading about math and science, and likes to solve the Rubik's Cube, and is interested in origami as well, and plans to study math at William & Mary. Congratulations to you on that. Our next player is Peter Miskevich, who is a senior, is a member of the National Honor Society, and active in the school's chorus. And wrapping up our team is Oliver Toth, who is a junior, is active in Model UN, and enjoys traveling and writing. Congratulations for our team from Great Bridge High School for making it to this round as well. And now to our category round, where each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If a team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. All right, teams, here are today's categories from which you may choose. They are Hollywood Leading Ladies, Super, and Weights and Measures. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answer. And by the rules, the high score team gets first choice of category. That is our team from Freeman High School. Anuj, talk it over with your teammates. Let me know what you'd like to play.
Weights and measures, please.
All right, answer the following dealing with weights and measurements. First is number of feet in 1 fathom.
I think it's like 200 something.
Yeah, 200.
It's actually 6.
Oh.
Number of pounds in a ton.
2,000.
Correct. Number of grams in a hectogram.
So it's 10. So hecto's 10, right?
Yeah.
10.
Would be 100.
Oh, no.
Number of fluid ounces in a cup.
8.
Correct. Number of pecks in a bushel.
12. Oh, yeah. 12.
Before. Number of pints in 1 quart.
Two. Quarts, 2. Yeah. Yeah, 2.
2 is correct. Number of square feet in 1 square yard.
Square yard.
9.
It's not, 9.
9 is correct. Number of furlongs in a mile.
6.
Yeah, it's 6. It's 6.
It's 8. Number of cubic feet in 1 cubic yard.
27. Yeah, 27. Yeah, 27.
That is correct. And finally, number of hectares in 1 square kilometer.
What? This is
I know it's 2.
Is the whole number?
2. It would be 10 or
100?
100 maybe. 100?
100 is correct. All right, good job on that. All right, our team from Great Bridge will either play Hollywood Leading Ladies or Super. Rayhan, what would you and your team like to play?
Super.
Super.
All right, give the following answers, all containing the word super. The first is the common name for cyanoacrylate resin.
Super glue.
That is correct. Ex-Seattle NBA team.
Supersonics.
Supersonics.
Correct. America's largest domed indoor arena.
Superdome.
I need you to be more specific.
Mercedes Superdome.
Mercedes Superdome.
It's actually the Louisiana Superdome
they
or
changed the
Caesars
name.
Superdome.
Yeah, they
is
changed the
new
name.
Death of a star larger than Chandrasekhar's limit.
Supernova.
Correct. Mary Poppins' favorite word.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That is correct. We'll take that. A Cray 2 or IBM's Blue Pacific.
Supercomputer.
Correct. Kara Zor-El, who died in the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Superhero.
That would be Supergirl.
Oh.
The mediator in the Freudian psyche.
Superego.
Correct. Andrew Lloyd Webber's religion-based rock opera.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Correct. And finally, to give guidance or have custody.
Supervise.
We will accept that. Supervise or supervision. That is correct. All right, good job by our teams on the category round. Up next, we'll have another toss-up round when Battle of the Brains returns.
Battle of the Brains is always available. Find full episodes on YouTube and follow Battle of the Brains on social media.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Douglas Freeman High School with 130 points. Our team from Great Bridge High School with 100 points. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains in another toss-up round. And first, a reminder for our teams, you do lose points if you interrupt a question with an incorrect answer. The other team will then have the chance to answer. And of course, there's no conferring in the toss-up rounds. Here we go. Originating from a 1938 play, what is the term for manipulating someone? Amber.
Gaslighting?
That is correct. By psychological means into questioning their own sanity.
Nice.
In chemistry, the number of electron dots in the Lewis symbol for an element equals the what? John.
Number of valence electrons?
I'm sorry, say again?
Number of valence electrons?
No.
That, according to the judge, is incorrect. Great Bridge? Rehan?
Charge.
It's actually the number of outermost S and P electrons. Which United States president is the subject of Walt Whitman's poem, When Lilacs Last in the Dooryard Bloomed? Peter.
Abraham Lincoln?
Correct. What is the term for an ing verb that functions? Matthew.
Gerund.
Correct. Functions as a noun. I was so sick last night, didn't hardly know my mind is the first line of the poem Morning After, written by which icon of the Harlem Renaissance? Anush.
Langston Hughes?
Correct. Hydrazine contains 2 atoms of this element bound for 4 hydrogens. Found in ammonia, name this element. Matthew.
Nitrogen.
Correct. Constitutes the majority of the Earth's atmosphere. What double reed instrument of the oboe family is also ironically known by its French name, or Anglaise? Anush.
The English horn?
Correct. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the name of the American snack food company whose brand name contains 3 of the last 7 letters of the alphabet? And that would be the Utz brand, U-T-N-Z. What Roman building complexes contain rooms called the Caldarium, Tepidarium, and Frigidarium? Isaiah.
Bathhouses?
Correct. There were hot bath, lukewarm bath, and cold bath areas. In the modern world, which is the only nation governed by an emperor? Peter.
Japan.
That is correct. All right, watch the monitors for another question from the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch. And again, wait until the question is asked completely before buzzing in.
Name this Puerto Rican rapper, singer, and WWE wrestler whose given name is Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio.
Oliver.
Bad Bunny.
That is correct. Her bravery inspired Norman Rockwell's 1963 painting called The Problem We All Live With. Anush.
Rosa Parks.
That is incorrect. Name the civil rights icon who at age 6 was the youngest African American student to integrate schools in the American South. Peter.
Ruby Bridges.
That is correct, in 1960 in New Orleans. This character has been married to Suzanne for 20 years in The Guilty Mother. Long before that, he had to thwart Count Almovida's advances on her. Name this Barber of Seville whose marriage titles a Mozart opera. Anush.
Figaro.
Correct. Which Virginia university is located in the town of Harrisonburg? Anush.
JMU.
That's correct. Name the legendary blind from birth musician who wrote, sang, played keyboards and drums. Isaiah?
Ray Charles.
That is incorrect. On his hits Superstition, Sir Duke, and Higher Ground. Anush.
Stevie Wonder.
That is correct. You may need your pencil and paper to simplify this product. Simplify the product of sine over pi over 3 times the cosine of pi. And that would be negative square root of 3 over 2. The name is the same, a general meeting of the Holy Roman Empire, such as the one that judged John.
Diet.
That is correct. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round just ahead. And to make things exciting, we'll double the point value for correct answers. Stay tuned to see which of today's teams is today's winner here on Battle of the Brains.
Love Battle of the Brains? Ready for your high school team to play next season? Go to battleofthebrains.net to learn more.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores as we head now into the final round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Douglas Freeman High School with 220 points. Our team from Great Bridge High School with 140 points. Now for this final toss-up round, the point score for correct answer is doubled, and so is the penalty for an incorrect answer given before I finish the question. There's no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. All right, good luck, teams. This is our final toss-up round. In 2022, the New York Stock Exchange ticker symbol for Facebook was changed from FB to what? John?
X.
That is incorrect. Great Bridge? Peter?
M.
It was actually changed to Meta. This quality was not possessed by Medusa. Gilgamesh would have been had a snake. John?
Immortality.
That is correct, had a snake not stolen his magical plant. In Shakespeare's Othello, the hero falsely accuses Desdemona of being unfaithful to him based on what one piece of evidence? Isaiah?
Letter.
That is incorrect. Douglas Freeman? Amber?
A hair?
It was actually a special handkerchief that Othello had given her. After glycolysis, in the absence of oxygen, fermentation will produce either alcohol or what type of acid? Peter?
Lactic acid.
Correct. In what state did Governor James Bowdoin's taxation policies lead to Shays' Rebellion in 1786? Anush?
Massachusetts.
Correct. What is the chemical name that corresponds to the following molecular formula? C12H22O11. Peter?
Sucrose.
Correct.
Nice.
By the Treaty of Tordesillas in 1494, the Pope divided the unknown world between what two maritime powers? John?
Spain and Portugal.
Correct. The behavior of gases can be described using two simple laws which describe the relationship between the temperature, pressure, and volume of gas. Two of these are Charles's law and the pressure law. Name the third. Peter?
Boyle's law.
Correct. All right, pencil and paper ready. Add the following three numbers represented by these descriptions: James Bond's 00 designation, the number of lives a cat has in folklore, and the largest prime number less than 100. Amber?
109?
That is incorrect. Rehan?
115.
It's actually 113. 007, 9 lives, and the prime number would be 97. Yeah. After this man's apprenticeship to Mr. Fezziwig ended, his fiancée Belle left him. Peter?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
That is correct, in Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Which early U.S. president's eclectic collection of books served as the... John?
Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct, after the Library of Congress burned. The chief objectives of the 17th century French Cardinal Richelieu, principal advisor of Louis XIII, were the creation of royal absolutism and the destruction of the political hegemony enjoyed in Europe by what imperial rival? John.
The Habsburgs.
That is correct. What is the name of the predominant Islamic religious group in Iraq? John.
Shia.
That is correct. What novel whose protagonist used a green bullet to communicate with Faber? Isaiah.
Guy Montag.
That is incorrect. I'll finish for Douglas Freeman. Depicts a world where firemen burned books and was written by Ray Bradbury. Anuj.
Fahrenheit 451.
Correct. This British novel was first published under the pseudonym Currer Bell. It's the story of an English orphan girl who becomes the governess of Thornfield. Amber.
Jane Eyre.
Correct, by Charlotte Bronte. What famous skateboarder is nicknamed the Birdman? Oliver.
Tony Hawk.
Correct. This man's work, The Algiers Deal, describes the life of Christian slaves based on personal experience. Name this creator of Dulcinea, Sancho Panza, and Don Quixote. Peter.
Cervantes.
Correct. On converting to Christianity, Pocahontas was given what baptismal name? Anuj.
Rebecca.
Correct. What is the term for the blessing at the end of a ceremony or worship? Peter.
A doxology.
That is incorrect. Freeman. Amber.
The benediction.
That is correct.
There you go. That's kind.
Mohs hardness scale measures the hardness of what naturally occurring? Isaiah.
Stone. Stone.
He said stone. That is incorrect. And sometimes precious substances. Amber.
Minerals.
That is correct. And that buzzer is the end of our game. While our judges double check the final score, here's a reminder of how to stay connected with us here at Battle of the Brains.
Stay up to date on Battle of the Brains. Follow along as your favorite teams advance this season. Visit battleofthebrains.net to learn more and follow the show on social at Battle of the Brains. Join us next week on Battle of the Brains as we welcome students from Maggie Walker Governor's School playing against Ocean Lakes High School.
And here's the final score for today's match, determining which of our teams will continue on in this season's competition and to the semifinal round and guaranteed scholarship money here on Battle of the Brains. Ending the match today with a final score of 240 points, our team from Great Bridge High School. Great job this season and in this match by Oliver, Peter, Rayhan, and Isaiah. Best of luck with the rest of the school year. Our winners today and going on to the next round of competition, our team from Douglas Freeman High School with a final score of 440 points. Congratulations to John, Anuj, Matthew, and Amber, and we'll see you in the next round. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thank you so much for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains, and we'll see you back here next week for the first of our semifinal matches. Great match, teams.
Game over. Thank you for watching Battle of the Brains. Presented by Invest 529.